through a couple of the pages and some of the fun things that they got to do at school. And one of the fun things that I always enjoyed in school, and one of the things that I think they really enjoyed in the story, was being able to play in this little tub that they filled with water. Sometimes they filled it with sand. Sometimes they filled it with this thing called flubber that they like to play with. Another thing that they got to do is they got to go outside for recess. They got to play games together. They got to swing on the swings. They got to play in looks like a sandbox outside, maybe a garden outside. So that seemed like it was a really cool and kind of fun thing to do outside. And one other thing, they got to go on field trips. Field trips were so much fun when I was in school. They got to go to the firehouse. They got to go to the pumpkin farm, and they got to scoop out the seeds and bake them so they could eat them. They also got to paint and do art at school. And they even got to paint their fence, which not many schools let you do. So they have a really neat kind of school. Alright, so those were what happened. Some of the fun things that happened in the story Friends in School. The next story that we read was Aaron and Gayla's alphabet book. Alright, and this book was pretty special. We're going to review 2 pages. Okay. If you remember, Aaron and Gayla's alphabet book was organized in a specific way. Can anyone tell me how it was organized? Yeah, it was organized in alphabetical order, ABC order. That means there were words that went in the ABC order. So for A, there was a word in the sentence that had an A with it at the beginning. And I'll show you. Okay? So I sit beside the window. Beside is red because beside starts with the letter B, just like that's what this page is all about, the letter B. Alright, let's do another one. This page is all about the letter N. Alright, and we make noise. Okay, noise starts with the letter N, starts with that sound in noise. Alright, so that was a pretty interesting book, how the author decided to set it up. Okay. Next thing that we looked at was a story called We Read Together. Alright, and this story was, it was just different things that people and their children or grandchildren, things that they read together. If you remember, I had you read your favorite story with a family member and send it in as a picture. So here, this boy and his mom are reading a grocery list. This girl and her mom, they're reading a magazine. This girl and her dad, it's kind of tough to see, but they're reading the funny section of the newspaper. This boy and his mom, they're at a restaurant reading the menu together. And here these 2 children are reading a book, and if you look carefully at this book, it's actually Aaron and Gayla's alphabet book. Alright, so that was another story. Alright, now the next thing that you had to read to me was Nat at Bat. And you got to tell me the story, but you never really found out if you told it correctly or not. But you know what? There is no right or wrong way to tell this story because there were no words. It was left up to you to tell the story. You had to read the pictures. Alright, so, well, this is Nat at Bat. Bat, Nat. Sorry. Bat, Nat. Nat sat. My hat. So look here, Nat sat on someone's hat. Bat, 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 Nat. Nat sat, sat, sat. See Nat at bat. There you go. Nat went up to bat. Okay, you did a great job. So, those were the stories that we read this week. Alright. Now what I want to do is I want to review some of your high frequency words or words that you've used or should know how to use anytime and should know how to spell them anytime because we use them so often. The first word we're going to review is the letter I. Okay, or the word I. How do you spell I? I. Right there. I. Alright. The next word is C. C is spelled S-E-E. And that spells C. S-E-E spells C. You spell it this time. What's that spell? That's right, it spells C. The next word is my. We've learned my. And M-Y spells my. Ready? Let's go ahead, let's spell it together. Ready? M-Y spells my. How do you spell my? M-Y. That's how you spell my. Very good. Spell it by yourself this time. And what's that spell? Very good. That spells my. We have two more words. Like. Okay, that's spelled L-I-K-E. Spells like. Let's spell it together. Ready? L-I-K-E spells like. Go ahead. Let's read it. Spell it again together. L-I-K-E spells what? That's right, like. Now, how do you spell like? That's right. That's how you spell like. And the last word we just learned not too long ago is A. How you spell A? A. You spell the word A just by writing the letter A. A. So I think you're ready to build some sentences. So let's go ahead and let's build some sentences, alright? So the first sentence I want to build is I see a cat. So can you point to the word I? Very good, you should be pointing there. It's I see. Remember how to spell C. It's spelled S-E-E. Good, you should be pointing right here to this word. It's the only one up there, C. I see A. Find our brand new word A. Good job. You found it right there. It is. I see a cat. Find a picture of a cat. Right, there it is. Now, do we have a complete sentence? No, we don't. Why? Why don't we have a complete sentence? Yeah, because we don't have any punctuation or a period behind it. Let's point to a period. Good job. I'm going to take this one and I'm going to pull it on up there. Now we have a complete sentence that says, I see a cat. Good job. Let's build another sentence. I want to write, I like my hat. So find the word I. Good job. I'll pull that up there for you. I like. Find the word like. Good job. So I like. Point to the word my. Very good. Right here is the word my. So I like my hat. Point to the picture of the hat. Good job. There it is. And we know we don't have a sentence unless we put a period or some sort of punctuation behind it. So let's read what we wrote. I like my hat. Alright. Let's read both of these sentences one more time and then we'll learn about your assignment for today. Ready? I see a cat. I like my hat. Great job. Alright. So actually we're going to build some words next. Alright? And the first word I want, and these words are all going to end with that at sound. Okay, so the first word I want to build is sat. But first, let's review the sounds that all of these letters make. Okay, so H makes the sound B makes the sound B. A makes the sound A. T makes the sound T. R makes the sound R. R. N makes the sound N. M makes the sound M. Oh, and S makes the sound S. Alright, so now let's build our word. Alright, now remember all these words end with the at sound, okay? But we want to build sat. So point to the letter that makes the sound S. Very good. S makes the sound S. Now let's go on to the A sound. Very good. A makes that A sound. So we have S, A, T. What letter makes the T sound? You should be pointing to the T. That makes the T sound. So now we've built this word sat. 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 We've built the word sat. Let's go ahead. We have another word we need to build. I want to write the word mat. So find the letter that starts or that makes the sound You should be pointing to the letter M. Alright, so we have A. Need that letter that makes the A sound again. A. You should be pointing to that A. That A makes the A sound. So we have at. We need T to make the word mat. At. You should be pointing to the letter T. So now we've made the word at. At. Mat. Alright, now this time I'm going to change it up. I'm going to pull the letters up and then I want you to sound out the word, okay? So, pull up that R, and now pull up the T. Okay, so now I have our letters up here. So now, what sound does the R make? R makes the sound R. So, R, A. And sounding out, you make the sounds and you continue to get faster and faster and faster. So I'll start out slow. At. Rat. It spells rat, right? Good job. Let's try that again. Alright, now this time I'm going to pull up, let's see, I'll pull up this letter B. Pull up A and T. Remember, all of our words have the same ending. Have this at. So now you just need to tell me, sounding out, what the B with this at sound is. What's the word up there? Let's check. I'll sound it out with you. Ready? Ready? B-at. 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 Bat. That word is bat. Right? And we have one more word we need to build. And we're going to build it here with. So that's ah. So we have ah. At. Hat. Hat. It spells the word hat. Alright? Alright. Well, here's what I would like for you to do today for your assignment. Okay? What I would like for you to do is to make a picture, or I'm sorry, on a plain white piece of paper. So the long side is facing you. I want you to make something like this. Now I want you to copy these words, bat, hat, rat, mat, and sat, and I want you to draw a picture next to each of the word. Okay? Don't forget to put your name on top, and use lots of colors and lots of details. Alright? So pause this video and complete making the @word pictures and writing them down. Alright, so go ahead. I can't wait to see how well you do this. Alright, so welcome back. I can't wait to take a look at what you've just finished up. So we're going to move on to part 2. Everything from this point on is for part 2. Alright, and there's 2 more things that you need to do. Thing number 1. Alright, we reviewed our words A, C, and like. This is all on practice book page 138. Okay. First thing you need to do is print this out and then write your name at the top. Then you need to fill in the proper word into each of these blanks. Okay, so I see blank cat I like. So you need to fill in A, C, or like. I see a cat I like. I see C cat I like. I see like cat I like. What word makes the most sense in here? What one of these 3 words makes the most sense in here? Okay, you're going to do that for 1, 2, and 3. Then in number 4, you're going to get to draw a picture to complete your sentence. I see a, and draw a picture of something that you see. Alright? Don't forget to have someone take a picture of you working on this and a picture of your final product. Alright, go ahead, pause the video and complete practice book page 138. Alright, and now the final thing that you need to do, okay, this is also included in part 2, is print out this story and read it to yourself and someone at your family. But before we do that, let's read it together, okay? So the story is called I Like Rainbows. Okay? So I'll read it to you first. I like rainbows. I see a cloud. I see rain. I see my raincoat. I see my rain boots. I see a puddle. I like puddles. I see a rainbow. I like rainbows. Alright? So let's read it together this time, and then I'll give you your assignment. I like rainbows. Remember, you're reading it with me. I see a cloud. I see rain. I see my raincoat. I see my rain boots. I see a puddle. I like puddles. I see a rainbow. I like rainbows. Alright, your job is to print this out and read it to yourself. After you finish reading it to yourself, you can color in the pictures. When you finish coloring in the pictures, I want you to read this story, I Like Rainbows, to someone at your home. Make sure you have someone take a picture of you reading this to someone. That way I know that you've done the assignment. Alright? So, keep up the good work. I can't wait to see you reading this to someone. Alright? Great job this week. See you next time.